tell you, that's a gutsy play for the freshman.
That is a really gutty play. I mean, he makes a great steal, great anticipation, but then he takes it almost 3/4 of the length floor. Watch him right here. Good anticipation right there. Now he comes up with the ball. He sees the guy. He says, heck with it, I'm going for it. You can see Richardson doesn't ever get set, similar to what Reed did earlier in the game. Kind of moving up under Collier as he takes the ball to the basket.
Missed on the free throw chance, but still gives Indiana the 8-point lead.
I'm sure Coach would have liked to have seen Collier hit that free throw, not only to get the point, but also to get him out of there with 4 fouls.
He's still in the game. Drive, Patterson on the defense, and he draws the foul. Quinn will go to the line.
Personal foul.
Quinn really got caught in between right there. He got caught in between dribbles. He almost traveled, but Andre Patterson kind of moved into him, bailed him out. Evansville gets the ball out of bounds.
Won't be a shooting foul, so Evansville does have it out of bounds. Layden on a good inbounds play again, misses a shot.
Good inbounds play, but terrible defense by Indiana, just giving up a little 4 or 5 footer, a shot that Evansville should hit. You can see they get Sullivan holding Neil Reed, coming off another good solid screen by Richard Mandeville.
Reed hasn't been scoring a lot, but he hasn't been in position really, and that Sullivan had to hold him that time. Now Layden comes out, and 34, Kurt Bagel in.
This is the kind of game Neil Reed could score a lot of points in the last 15 minutes, not only getting open inside, but shooting a lot of free throws. If Evansville continues to hold here, Indiana's going to go to the free throw line.
Guyton on that outside shot is off. Hollander bringing it up.
It's a little bit off. It's almost like the Princeton. We saw Princeton, Evansville not as good at it as Princeton was. You can see once again Hollander gets caught up off the floor, but Princeton excellent at spreading the floor on you, pass, make a cut, drive to the basket, dish off, and Evansville has been very good at it today.
Charlie Miller with that steal, and Patterson stepped on the line. He got the ball where he wanted, but it ended up too far underneath the basket, stepped on the line.
Well, he got double teamed. Good job by Evansville to come down and double team. Indiana had a chance really to get 2 easy points right there, but Evansville really doing a nice job with body positioning on defense. They're not giving up the block.
Here's Bagel. Here's Quinn, quick move on Patterson, now dishes back out. Shot clock's at 11. Sullivan, very quick inside. Got around 2 big guys and lays it in.
Good drive.
Sullivan with 4 points, and the lead 6 now for Indiana. Inside, Mandeville had position. And the foul on Bagel.
Personal foul.
Take a look at the last play by Evansville. You can see a great drive by Sullivan. Knifes inside, able to get the finger roll. Excellent offense by Evansville, doing exactly what Coach Cruz has set up.
Out of bounds play, nearly stolen. Miller comes away with it. Here's Reed and Patterson working. Miller will take that shot.
Little confidence. Do I see a little confidence right there? Coach Knight and Dockage both calling for the 3. I think they only gave him 2.
They did for his 9th point. Now Miller
great defensive play.
He makes the steal, and no advantage on the break. Again, Mandeville open now. Bagel went down, and Mandeville
unbelievable
layup.
That he can miss that.
As Evansville again tried to draw the charge, and that left Mandeville wide open.
See Coach still yelling at Eric Harmon about the 3. I'm sure he'd like to yell at Richard Mandeville also. Not getting that easy 2 points.
Evansville still patient. Moved into it. Mandeville picks up the foul, and that'll be his 4th.
Really bail him out right there. There's just no place for Sullivan to go. And Mandeville just runs right out there and bumps into him. They're still talking about the 3. Eric Harmon saying, did you guys see it? Coach Knight wanting an answer.
He's at the midcourt as the referees talk about it. back over to the bench. Harris Mujezinovic will come in because Indiana's got some foul trouble with the big guys. Both Collier and Mandeville each have 4 fouls. So Harris, also a crowd favorite, gets a hand as he comes in.
Okay, let's take a look at Charlie Miller. Was he behind the line? Oh, yes, he was. That's a 3. There's no question about it. You can see the first guy to jump up off the bench was Coach Dockage. Dan Dockage knew right away that it was a 3.
Let's see.
A lot of people might be wondering whether or why Harris has not been in the game. Harris has had the flu, or whatever this flu is that the people have had. He's had a very tough with his respiratory system.
Score just changed. Indiana now with 40, so they are going to give 41. They give Charlie Miller that 3-point shot.
Coach Crew's not very happy about it, as I'm sure you wouldn't expect him to be.
And a jump ball as Quinn trying to go up with it.
He's going to get one.
And he is way out on the floor now, and he does have a technical foul called as he felt Quinn got fouled there, and that is the second one. So there's Eric Harmon. Jim Cruz has been tossed from this game.
This could be a real change right here. I mean, Indiana will get 4 free throws and the ball out of bounds.
I think the first technical was called as Jim was down on the baseline, and the second one as the official came up near the coach's box.
Well, you can see, I mean, more than anything, it's not just that play. It's a lot of frustration. I mean, he feels like Indiana's getting a few calls here and there. They changed the score. I mean, it was a good change by the officials. It definitely was a 3-pointer. His feet were behind the line. Indiana called it to their attention. He got the 3, but there's a number of things building up to it right here. And then the play down on the baseline where he felt like where Chris Quinn should have gotten the foul call. You can see Indiana's got about 3 guys around him.
And here, let's take a look at the foul. Quinn gets the ball inside.
See, you got 3 guys around him right here. Right here, Andre Patterson really slapping down at the ball. He does have his right hand on the ball right there. There's no question, but I think they felt like he got him other ways. And you can see the official really has no, there's nothing he can do. I mean, Coach Cruz has met him halfway out there on the floor by that time. You got to call the technical.
Reed hits 2 in a row. And the lead all of a sudden is now 11. And he has 2 more to go.
Sometimes it's interesting to see how a team will react once their coach, something like that happens. I mean, this has been a very tough, hard-playing Evansville team. They have given a tremendous effort out here as Neil Reed knocks down 4 in a row.
There's Steve Bennett, assistant coach. He'll take over, and he wants a 20-second timeout. So Neil Reed hits 4 free throws, and all of a sudden it's a 13-point lead for Indiana. Here the crowd, mostly the Evansville fans, not happy with how that's gone. Let's take a look at some scores from some other games earlier today. Oklahoma, the big win over the Boilers, and Illinois with a big lead over UCLA. Ball State with a victory over Northeast Louisiana. There's Steve Bennett. He's been with Jim Cruz a long time.
I think it's a really good timeout call. We use that 20-second timeout call right there to really gather his team. You know, there's no reason they can't play as well the rest of the game as they've played up to this point.
So the lead now 13. Indiana's biggest on those 4 technical free throws by Neil Reed. We'll see how those technicals affect either team. Here's Miller.
Good offense by Indiana to get an excellent shot. Charlie Miller starting to play with more confidence. He's coming off screens, doing things the way that Charlie Miller should do them.
Now 11 from Miller. And A.J. Guyton gets beat that time. Richardson on the drive.
Guyton with the body check right there.
And now a timeout. 15:36 left. It's Indiana by 15 as they try to extend this lead.
Every day, millions of customers count on GTE people. GTE quality. GTE reliability. So if you think telecommunications have only complicated your life, there's one company you can count on for help. GTE. Amazing.
If you're 55 or older and would like to save money on your auto insurance, auto owners can help. As a safe driver, you may qualify for our special 55 and over discount rate that can reduce your premium and possibly increase your coverage for the same amount you're paying now. To see if you qualify for the 55 and over discount rate, call the No Problem people today.
Jim Will Insurance, Pemberton Insurance, and United Insurance.
Here's Bob Mailing, the M&M maintenance man of M&M Auto Service.
Today's computerized cars are extremely complex. With our Sun MCA analyzer, our certified technician can pinpoint problems even before they become apparent to you as you drive. Then we can rely on Mitch here, Mitchell on Demand, for the latest information on any vehicle, so we can make all needed repairs to exact factory specifications. Your car is like your best friend, and a friend is someone you want to depend on.
9-2 run since this second half began. There's Steve Bennett, longtime assistant at Evansville. He'll be the head man the rest of the way in. So a good start to this second half for Indiana, extending their lead now to 15 points. Hollander outside for three is off.
Good aim by
coming the other way.
Able to come up with that rebound. Almost got over his head. See right there. Now that's the type of things that you like to see him do. He wasn't able to get the basket, but he moved to the basket and really puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Hollander cuts in from behind. Larry Richardson now in the game, draws the foul. Boy, Evansville sees the floor well. All their players know where their teammates are.
Yeah, that time Chris Hollander makes a great drive, but then he gets caught watching the defense. Now watch how he watches the defense and he forgets to put the ball in the basket. Look at him. He was looking right at Larry Richardson. If he just goes up strong, he gets the foul and the basket. And at this point in time, they need 3 rather than 2.
6'6" junior. He had 15 against Michigan State earlier this week.
They do an excellent job of spreading the floor and then finding the open people. As soon as you, as a defensive man, you turn your back, that guy will make a cut to the basket. And today they've done an excellent job of reading the defense.
He's good on the second. Indiana now by 14.
Really taking Indiana. Good steal right there. Bad pass by Reed.
Hollander
lays it in.
He goes all the way in.
Really taking Neil Reed out of the Indiana offense. I mean, he just, other than hitting a few free throws here and there, he has just been non-existent.
Larry Richardson is the low now, trying to post up on Quinn. Really congested in there as Harris, Richardson, and Miller all work the 3-second lane.
Indiana got some very poor ball handlers in there right now. Larry Richardson, not a guy that probably Indiana wants to handle the ball, nor Harris Mujazinovich.
Reed tries a 3. It comes right back to him.
Nothing down there. You got to get it out of there.
New shot clock.
This is a team where Charlie Miller, Neil Reed, or A.J. Guyton have got to score points. You can see right there. Now A.J. that time goes to the basket. Early in the game, we talked about him catching the ball out top and doing nothing but looking to pass. When you put pressure on the defense and you go to the basket, now you're going to create some problems for the defense. Especially when you have the quickness of A.J. Guyton.
15 foul now, and third on Richardson. So he comes out. Marcus Wilson back in.
Only 2 fouls away from the 1-and-1, and there's still over 14 minutes left in the game.
Ravi Egger's also in. Richardson comes to the bench. And Evansville has it out of bounds underneath. Let's see.
The unsportsmanlike technicals count as part of the team foul.
So there's only 5 team fouls, but because of the 2 technical fouls, they do count as team fouls. That makes it 7, and now Indiana, with over 14 minutes left in the game, is in the 1-and-1.
Officials caught that one with some help from the scorer's table. So Indiana is in the bonus, and Guyton at the line.
This is where Guyton and Reed need to understand that this is when you start taking the ball to the basket, really putting a lot of pressure on the Evansville defense. It'll also open up your big men for some easier baskets inside.
Guyton is good on both. He now has 7, and he meets Wilson right at the 10-second line. Post up by Hollander. He's got Reed on him.
Oh, good
Charlie
hand.
Miller slapped that one away.
I don't know how Charlie got a hand on that, but I would think they would really want to take advantage of Hollander and Reed. I would think Hollander would get down on the post and tell everybody, clear out, let me have some of this.
Several switches since then, and Reed was off of Hollander. Bagel misses and tipped out of bounds. Indiana ball.
Bagel just got a hand on it, not able to come up with it, just tipped it out.
So it's Reed and Guyton, Charlie Miller, Harris, Muyezinovich, and Robbie Eggers for Indiana. They run that motion offense. Evansville has played man-to-man the entire game.
Charlie Miller has to realize that they're really laying off of him. He's the guy they're going to give the shot. He's been able to come up and hit a couple shots already. It's time for him to step up and take that one when he gets it.
And he's calling for the ball outside now. He posts up inside. Reed spinning. Here's Miller. 4 seconds to shoot. It's off. Eggers nearly comes up with that. Here's Wilson ready for 3.
Wide open.
And Harris pulls that one away.
Evansville they're taking much quicker shots now that they're down. They're feeling like they need to take quicker shots to get back into the game. Early in the game, they were very patient, making Indiana play defense every time down. But see how Hollander backs off of Charlie Miller right there? He's basically just telling him, hey, we don't think you can hit the jump shot. Here it is. Have at it.
Guyton cuts the baseline. That shot off. There's Eggers with a board.
Great fight. Bad shot. It's a great offensive rebound by Robbie Eggers. But right there, all you want to do is take the ball back out. You've made a great play. You've worked hard. You either take it right up when you get the offensive rebound or you take it back out.
He was falling away when he took that shot. So that foul on Charlie Miller. Reed leads with 7 points.
Remember, though, 4 of those came on technical shots. So really, he scored 3 points the entire game.
And Evansville brings it back up again.
Indiana expects more offense from Neil Reed and should get it.
Michael Lewis in there now, hawking on Sullivan.
That's a kick.
Reset the shot clock, and Evansville retains possession. We've run some good out-of-bounds play. Indiana responds this time. And no quick shots for the Aces. Sullivan on the dribble.
Indiana doing a little bit better job of helping now on the dribbler. Evansville not able to come up with as many easy shots as they had earlier in the game. Going to have to take a bomb here.
Way outside, air ball by Sullivan. So Indiana has possession.
I don't know if the shot clock was wrong or right, but it looked like they still had like 6 seconds left.
Indiana leads it now 49-35. You're watching Big Ten basketball on Creative Sports.
All-new Park Avenue. Sweet dreams.
I got one for Chris.
We opened one for our grandson.
I want one. I'm sure glad I've got one.
They're talking about the Cash for College CD from Permanent Federal. Save now for your child's or grandchild's education. Start with a low minimum deposit, and you can make deposits anytime during the 2-year term. Cash for College CD. It's wise planning for the future. Open a Cash for College CD at your nearest Permanent Federal office.
Many times in life, little things mean a lot, like cute little dogs or a little price on a new car you might spot. Town & Country Ford has the littlest prices around. A 97 Taurus, only $239 a month, and you pay nothing down. With any car purchased, receive a 19-inch color TV. Another little way to make you happy as can be. So come to Town & Country Ford. We'll welcome you in on Lloyd Expressway at I-164. Open nightly till 10.
By 14, just under 12 minutes left in this game, and leaning to the right there, former Hoosier Pat Graham here in attendance. A lot of the players like to come back for this game. Ray Tolbert is here.
I lean to the right also.
Michael Lewis, he leaned to the right there as he drove to the hoop. And the first field goal he's had since the Notre Dame game. So a dry spell erased as Lewis hits that layup.
I think he's the guy that has to get back into it. You can see another quick shot right there by Evansville. See Guyton probably start racing the ball up the floor a little bit more, try to get Indiana into an offense before Evansville able to set up in what they want to do.
Harris trying to post up. Here's Harris again. Guyton in there, though. Crowds the middle. Spin.
Oh, good
Gets his own rebound and can't get it to go. And Evansville finally comes away with it.
Gets an 0 for 2 within about 5 seconds.
He stays right with Hollander.
Yeah, that's good offense. So Indiana's getting some good shots. Guyton creates a lot of problems in there. Drives in there. He's going to pick up some fouls on people. He just has to get that little arch, little air underneath that basketball. He shoots it a little flat once in a while. When people get bodies into him, he doesn't get quite as much arch on the ball, and it comes up short.
Hollander, he's going on Lewis.
Good step through right there. Good shot.
Got his way right into the lane for 2. He's got 11 on the night.
I think the important thing to remember is, Indiana got out to 10-point leads 2 or 3 times in New York. Even with about 3 minutes left, I remember watching the game thinking it was basically over. Indiana had a 10-point lead. No place for Charlie to go right there. Fortunate Harris pulled him out.
Harris off on that shot. Wilson comes away with it.
Back to that point, Evansville came back each and every time in a game Evansville probably should have won.
It's a team that doesn't give up, of course. And Indiana now with a 14-point lead. Here's Hollander. He's their offensive guy.
Good hands by Morales right there.
He got a pass to Morales, a shot, and a foul.
Hollander creates all the problems for Indiana. He continues to dribble. Now, this was much more what they were doing in the first half. They were much more patient this time. They ran down the shot clock. You can see Hollander gets in a tough position. Morales kind of bails him out. Right here, there's not any place to throw it. Eggers kind of in bad position, and Morales going to make him pay for it.
Both Reed and Patterson check in for Indiana.
Morales is a real key, I think, to Evansville inside. He really gives them some strength inside. Even though he's not real big, he does a lot of good things inside, and ever since he's been on the bench, Evansville has struggled.
8 points now for Morales. The lead is 11. So Evansville starting to make a run back here to get this game close, and the Indiana fans are looking for offense.
Indiana needs to spread the floor just a little bit more and use their quickness.
Michael Lewis, that's Patterson.
Way short.
He left it short. Fast break. Patterson goes for the steal. Evansville looked for over and back, but Reed comes away with it. Whistle underneath, and Morales is going to pick that one up as Eggers really wasn't working that hard to set up. He had that arm extended and picks up his 5th foul.
I think they were kind of watching him inside. Morales, you know, I mean, when you're that size, you got to really bang people. And I think he's played a really strong physical game inside. He just happened to get a couple fouls inside.
8 points and 2 rebounds before he leaves.
You can see, all he did is just kind of step in right there. Boy, that's really a tough one to call right there, especially when the guy, obviously the officials don't know who's got 2 fouls, 3 fouls, or 4 fouls, but Morales just basically steps into Robbie Eggers as he gets ready to make a cut. They feel like he knocked him off the cut, and they called a foul.
So Eggers will go to the line, and it's a 1-and-1.
That's way off.
Off the backboard there.
Charlie Miller keeps it alive, though.
Miller's been playing well today. Here's a collision. And that foul goes on Richardson, and Lewis tried to drive around him to the right.
It's a good call right there. There's no question that Richardson's leaning into him as he tries to get around him. Watch him leaning left. He's leaning all the way. He's moving all the way. Never was set, even close to getting set. It's a good job by Michael Lewis.
And that's 5 now on Richardson, so he's gone. Marcus Wilson checks in for him. And Luke Jimenez comes in for Indiana.
At the free throw line, Michael Lewis.
Lewis will be at the line. I think I saw you lean to the right one time. You were taking a 20-foot putt. It was way out to the left. You kept leaning to the right, thinking that might bring that putt around. That's one time I saw you lean.
I sit way over on the right side, if you know what I mean.
Evansville now with 2 players have fouled out, so foul's a big part. Remember, they had an early lead at the free throw line. Lewis hits there, and it's 53-40 Indiana.
It's much easier for a Charlie Miller to step out as he did right there and stop Sullivan than it is for a Jason Collier or Mandeville. Bagel with a shot. Good block out by Indiana. Good rebound by Andre Patterson.
Here's Charlie Miller.
Now, this is a team that Indiana ought to really get some good movement offensively and really be able to find some good shots. They ought to be able to get some layups inside for Patterson.
Quinn doing a nice job, though, on Andre. Miller outside for 3.
Coach not wanting that shot, obviously, as he yells out to Charlie Miller. I think you probably see a 4 out and 1 in. You probably see Andre Patterson work inside and 4 guys outside screening one another, trying to get the ball inside.
Hollander all by himself trying to create that shot. He took some steps, though, and called for the travel.
Same type of play he did before, except this time Neil Reed didn't go up in the air and he couldn't step through.
8 minutes left now. Indiana leads it by 13, and Evansville trying to keep their players in the ball game.
Some things in life, they just feel right, like a sunny day or a cool country night, a family picnic with all of its charm and the homemade goodness of Prairie Farms.
Generations of goodness go into everything we make, like Prairie Farms yogurt, country fresh, pure and delicious. Bring some home to your family.
Taste the homemade goodness of Prairie Farms.
Shopping for your kids costs a lot, don't you think? Moms and dads, let's talk value here. We're talking Chevy Lumina with 3.9% APR financing during the Make Your Money Count year-end event. And when you're shopping Lumina, you're shopping for your family. It's loaded with standard safety features, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. Chevy dealers are making great offers on other cars and trucks, too. Swing over to your Chevy store. The Chevrolet Make Your Money Count year-end event ends soon.
Heart murmurs are soft blowing sounds that can be heard with a stethoscope in addition to the usual heart sounds. While a murmur may alert a physician of a possible heart problem, the majority are harmless and can be present in normal children. Your doctor can usually distinguish between harmless or innocent murmurs and those that should be evaluated by a cardiologist.
She plays, runs, does, all the things they do. It's just I feel like I probably am a little more protective because of the heart murmur, but she can do all the activities that all the other little kids can do.
Indiana leads it by 13. Let's take a look at our key play of the game, sponsored by Key Bank, Key for a New America. We're going to save that and bring it to you here in a minute. And we're back underway. Indiana now with Lewis and Jimenez, Reed, Patterson, and Charlie Miller. And you're right, Ted. They're going to look for Patterson inside. He's posting up on a much smaller Chris Quinn. He's got it.
Oh, I don't know how he got that one in. He really got slapped hard right there. No question of foul, but good strength by Andre Patterson. Andre needs to post up a little bit higher. He always gets caught down underneath the basket, and there's just one way to go. You got to come back out once you're down underneath the basket.
Like he was trying to pull that off the backboard, but when he got fouled, it went in straight on, and he gets the hoop. 13 points now.
When you get a chance to watch Tim Duncan from Wake Forest, watch how high he posts up, and he gives himself a lot of room between where he catches the ball on the baseline. He just doesn't catch it down on the baseline, and the only place he can turn is back.
14 now for Andre. Here's Quinn Wilson on the drive. And the foul. Lewis trying to stay with him.
Indiana reacts, but Neil Reed with his back to the basket. The most important things on the floor when you're playing defense, obviously, the ball and your man. Neil Reed knew where his man was, but he had no idea where the ball was. He turned around a little slow there.
Free throw line number 5, Marcus Wilson.
Wilson will be at the line now, and he's got 1 and 1. Good on the first.
Still an awful lot of time left in this game. 7:37. That is an eternity. There was a lot of action in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Well, their last comeback in Madison Square Garden came at about the 3-minute mark and worked their way till Wilson hit a bank shot with under 5 seconds and gave Evansville the lead.
Well, the reasons that they will be able to come back is because Indiana gives them that opportunity to either take the bad shots, they get some quick, fast break points, or Indiana doesn't run very effectively in offense.
Andre inside. This time the left-hander goes in, and a foul.
But the difference, Laz, in the last 2 sequences is the patience. I mean, so many times Indiana comes down the floor, boom, they bring it to the side, and they think, okay, we're supposed to get it inside, bang, they throw it in there. This time, great pass by Lewis, great catch, good, goes up strong, gets fouled. But again, it's the patience. I mean, they've worked it around, they've reversed the ball 2 or 3 times, then finally they get the opening, boom, then they go for it. They don't just come down and try to bang it in there, whether it's there or not.
Patterson good on that 3-point play. So his offense now has sparked Indiana to the 17-point lead. Lewis with pressure out front.
Charlie Miller doing an excellent job of stepping out. Makes it much more difficult for the Evansville players to get around and really create their penetrate and dish. Luke Jimenez, great defense. Michael Lewis out.
Tough shot as his momentum carried under the basket. He missed it. And Andre couldn't get the board.
He was so worried you're going to call it on Neil Reed right here with the hands. But Lewis is so concerned with the defense, he forgets to lay the ball up there soft.
Number 5,
Neil Reed picks that one up. So now Evansville back to the line. Patterson now with 5 blocked shots in tonight's game.
Well, he's been Indiana's big man in there, as obviously Mandeville and Collier have spent a majority of their time on the bench.
Some friendly banner with the officials, and there's Sullivan at the line. Oh, Patterson up high. That shot does go in, so the bonus will be taken.
Whenever those go in, they always say the guy's a great shooter. Got the shooter's roll. When they go off, they say he's a bricklayer.
Hollander gets that rebound. Now Patterson with the foul.
Indiana, very poor block out right there. I mean, every time that you shoot a free throw, the bottom guy's got to block out. The top guy needs to step down. Now watch how Andre just walks right in. If Andre puts a body on Hollander, the ball probably falls right in Andre's lap. Instead, he walked right in there. Hollander's going to come up with a chance for an easy 2 points.
Good form on that free throw.
This is the way Evansville can get back in the game, scoring when the clock's not moving.
Good on both. The lead now at 14 for Indiana.
Evansville knows what Indiana's going to do, obviously. They're going to try to get Andre moving inside, get him the ball. Evansville's got Quinn playing in front of him.
Miller on the drive, gets all the way through for the shot.
And Charlie Miller, very, very patient, waited for the opening in past games. He was running over people. He was traveling, doing things. Today he looks much more natural and playing much better, much more like we've seen Charlie Miller play in the past.
Wilson off on that shot. Andre right there. Patterson finally joins the offense. Lewis. He drives now.
Good drive. He's just got to get that in the basket. I mean, Coach Knight not upset with the shot. It's a layup. He's so concerned with the defense, he's not getting the ball up on the board.
Hollander off, and Patterson right there.
Hollander upset. He makes a good move along the baseline. That's one he knows he's got to make and should make.
Double pick for Andre, weak side. Quinn staying right with him. Here he is in the middle.
Indiana getting tired. Every shot coming up short, coming up on the front of that rim.
Sullivan drives through, and the ball deflected as he tried to get through Lewis and Miller.
Indiana had a lot of success getting it down inside. I think I'd tell Andre, they're going to take a 20.
It's like both teams getting a little tired there.
Coach Knight, he's upset. He felt like Sullivan had his heels on the out-of-bounds line last time down the floor.
All right, let's take a look now at our key play of the game, sponsored by KeyBank. Key for a new America.
Take a look at one of the key plays. This was a big one, and the Charlie Miller came up. At first, they only gave him 2. Now, you take a look, but he did have both feet behind the line. They ended up changing the call, and it seemed like a big call. Coach Cruz a little upset with that, but I think it was a lot more, as you and I mentioned, Laz, that led up to that. I mean, the goaltending call, there was a definite goaltend. They didn't call that. There was a few fouls on the baseline, and it all kind of, it happened after the three-point play, after they ended up giving Charlie Miller the additional point. But it was much more than just that 1 point that turned the tide.
Now it's Andre Patterson all alone inside. He's working on Quinn. Lewis Reed fired it with 4 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Hit the front of the rim once again. Nobody able to get it up over the front. Not many of them go in when they hit the front.
Asian offense. They're trying to go to Hollander. Jimenez steals that one.
Good defense by Luke Jimenez. He's done a nice job. His offense really moves at a much better pace when he's in there. Bagel has a very tough defensive duty in trying to guard Luke, and Luke being much smaller.
Jimenez now for 3 outside. And he hits that one.
We got one over the front of the rim.
6 now for Luke. And Evansville wants a timeout. We see this thing getting away. Indiana now by 19. And you're watching Big Ten basketball on Creative Sports.
The beauty of winter. To some, it stirs up memories of snowmen and skating. To others, it is a constant battle to keep warm. That's why Clayton's Fine Dry Cleaning, WEVV and WYNG, along with the Salvation Army and Catholic Charities, are sponsoring the 11th annual Coat a Kid campaign. Donated coats are cleaned and then distributed free of charge by Catholic Charities and the Salvation Army to those of you who need winter coats. For more information, call 425-1375 or 423-5456.
Buy her the diamond she's always dreamed of during Rogers' incredible dazzling diamond sale. Choose from over $1 million of fine quality diamonds, all half price. Yes, save 50% on all diamond solitaires, diamond fashion rings, diamond pendants, earrings, and bracelets. That's right, the area's largest selection of diamond jewelry, half price. There's never been a better time to buy the gift of diamonds because all of Rogers' diamonds are half price. Remember, Rogers has better quality and nobody beats Rogers' prices. Nobody.
Levy Lift for quality. Levy Lift for unbeatable service. Levy Lift for forklift trucks. Levy Lift is the authorized dealer for Caterpillar and Nissan forklift trucks in southern Indiana and Kentucky. With more than 500 rental units and thousands of parts in stock, you won't have to wait for repairs. Order pickers, walk-behinds, no matter how big or how small, Levy Lift knows the industry and can meet supply and demand. Levy Lift, your complete lift and material handling supplier since 1967.
The power behind PSI Energy.
And Laz, your pick is?
Andre Patterson. Watch this.
17 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's done an excellent job, and a career high 5 block shots.
That's power, kids. Evansville trying to get some points on the board now. They only average 61 a game. They're going to fall under that, it looks like. Collier back in for Indiana. Also, Kwame James in for the first time. Bagel can't get it. Then Hollander taps it in.
Collier caught himself much too far underneath the basket. Not able to come up with the basketball. I'm sure he's afraid to hardly move in there, and that he thinks he's probably going to get called for a foul.
15 now for Hollander. And so now Jason trying to post up inside.
I mean, sometimes you get back in there after, you played about 6 minutes and you got 4 fouls, and you're afraid to take a step, you're afraid to do anything.
He's good on that one. As soon as he comes in the game, he's expected to get the rebounds, post up inside. It's tough, I think, for a big guy like that to come right out, jump start it. And that free throw good. Both teams now with 17 free throws made, and Evansville still has the edge on attempts, 25 to 23.
Evansville had a huge edge in the first half, getting to the line. Charlie
James
Miller
with that shot. Let's see who they call that foul on.
They're going to call it on Charlie Miller. Charlie Miller, excellent help as he came down to help on James in the post. It's going to be a tough angle to see as far as body-wise, but Charlie comes down. You can see he gets all ball right there, but it's hard to see whether he got him with the body, maybe down on the hip.
At the free throw line, number 15.
Charlie's been much more active today, much more in the flow of the game. He's not thinking, he's much more reacting to what's going on the floor.
James good on that free throw. He also from Lawrence North High School by way of Trinidad.
Got the herky-jerky style at the line.
Very flat trajectory. Watch this. Leans to the right.
Made them both, though.
And he does get both of them. Full court pressure now by Wilson. And a foul as Lewis brought it up.
Personal foul, Evansville. Number 5.
Michael Lewis knows how to score points. You get a guy on your hip and you just drive it up the floor, he's going to foul you, and you can go shoot 1 and 1. All those good free throw shooters, they know how you score points at the end of the game.
Reisinger, number 3 in. Hollander finally comes out. He's had an excellent game. May get a short rest and come back in. 15 on the afternoon. That one hit short and off for Michael. Jean Paul will check in. Lewis good on that second one. And Paul will replace Neil Reed.
Paul replacing number 5, Neil Reed.
Reed had 7 points. So sandwiched between that 30-point effort at Santa Clara, 3 against Louisiana Tech, and now 7 against Evansville. Here's Wilson.
Really not even very many attempts. I mean, I think you can say a lot about the Evansville defense really taking him out of the game, but he has got to get himself more involved in the game offensively and become a threat. If he's not a threat outside, it makes it tough on Indiana.
Collier misses, but Charlie Miller right there for the tip in. 15 for Miller.
That's the shot right there you'd like to really see Jason swing that left-handed jump hook. Bowling pins out there.
Scramble for the ball. Evansville's got it. Wilson with the layup.
That's the one when Jason catches it down there on that side of the floor that you'd like to see him swing that little jump hook rather than the jump shot, because when he plays against anybody that's a very quick jumper, you go up against Taylor at Michigan and he's going to throw that into about the 4th row.
Indiana trying to set the offense up. Miller's high. Now he posts up inside. Collier comes out.
Shot clock down to 5. When in doubt, fire.
Jimmet is off. But again, to beat the clock, he needed to get that shot away.
Down
Spin
under
move.
2.
Reisinger, it goes off of James and out of bounds to Indiana.
1:50 left in the game.
Indiana's been averaging 73 points a game, so they'll come close to their average. Look at the turnovers. As Indiana, only 2 second-half turnovers are real key to them extending this lead.
Foul's going to go on Wilson as it's getting a little ugly here later on in the game. But it was a very well-played game early on, especially in the first half. I thought Evansville came out. He really had a game plan, really stuck to it. They spread the floor offensively, really made it difficult for Indiana to get anything done, and was very, very strong. Evansville really didn't have a problem until Emmy Morales got in foul trouble. And once he got in foul trouble, they really kind of broke him down inside, and they've had trouble handling Indiana inside since.
Lewis hits a ball. Richardson checks back in. Charlie Miller, a good game for Indiana. And a big hand from this crowd as he goes out.
He was by easily, I mean, his best game. He was much more into the flow of the game and just played much better than we've seen him play all year.
James moving inside, a travel. Collier stayed with him. 21 turnovers now for Evansville. So the pressure by Indiana's defense has led to many of those and really has controlled this game. A 20-point lead now for the Hoosiers. Double team, Jimenez. Richardson up quickly for the layup.
He didn't try to dunk that one last, huh? He's had like 2 or 3 misses this year. He just laid it in and
powered that one in.
Oh, yeah.
Bagel outside off. Collier with the board. So Indiana now goes to 10-1 on the season. And they don't have much time till Monday night, their next game against Butler.
1 minute.
Ball slapped away, and Richardson.
It went off Sullivan's head right there as everybody's swinging for it.
So Indiana still has it. 12 seconds to shoot. Under a minute now. Lewis, one dribble and a shot. That's good from the baseline.
I really like to see him do that. I mean, not just make the shot, obviously, that's nice to see, but it's nice to see him look for his shot. The guy that's the leading scorer in the state can obviously shoot the basketball. He's got to be a threat.
Bagel with that three-pointer from outside.
Well, he no longer has the bagel.
He's got 3.
Right?
Yeah, he doesn't have the donut.
Yeah, oh, it's a donut.
Donut,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Foul and some free throws. Reisinger picks that up. Jean Paul goes to the line for the first time this year.
At the free throw line, Sean Paul, number 23.
Split end on the football team. And this crowd at halftime got a special treat today as the new Indiana football staff was introduced.
All except Cam.
Where was he?
I think he's probably in Washington, D.C. getting ready to... Oh, good steal by Jean Paul right there. He's in Washington, D.C. getting ready to play the Cowboys tomorrow.
One more game for the Redskins, then Cameron will assume his duties as head football coach at Indiana University. James down, 12 seconds. Wilson with that jumper, so 2 threes here to end this game for Evansville. Lewis coming up, 5 seconds. Jean Paul off. And that'll do it. Indiana moves to 10-1 with the 75-57 victory here at the RCA Dome. Bob Knight with his 586th Indiana victory.
At AutoZone, we carry filters for just about every car on the road. And we've got most every kind of oil you could ever need. More than 10 brands and 30 weights. But no matter which oil you choose to put in your car, you gotta do something with the old stuff. So just bring your used oil back to us. We'll take care of it for you. You see, helping you recycle, that's just one more reason why there's no place better than AutoZone.
Hoosiers also will be back here in Indianapolis in less than 1 week. It will be the 15th annual Union Federal Hoosier Classic at Market Square Arena, December 27th and 28th. Tickets are on sale through the Market Square box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. For Evansville this afternoon, the leading scorer, number 33, Chris Hollander. Hollander finished with 14 points.
There's the final. Indiana wins it 75-57. Join us on Monday night on Creative Sports when Indiana plays host to the Butler Bulldogs. It was 2 years ago that the Bulldogs upset the Hoosiers 75-71. So Indiana will be ready for this game. You can catch all the action here at 8 right here on Creative Sports. Hope you can join us on Monday night. So long from Indianapolis.
Hoosier Basketball is presented on WEVV Fox TV by your Tri-State Dodge dealers, by Keister's Hardware and Do-It Centers, by Cook Chevrolet Geo, by the Indiana Lincoln Mercury dealers, and by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Last Tuesday night, Indiana fell to 1-3 with an 80-79 loss at Notre Dame. It's IU's worst start since the 76-77 season. The Irish had a good start in the second half, but three-point shooting nailed it to the Hoosiers. Neil Reed got the start for Indiana, responded with 18 points. This afternoon, former IU player and assistant coach Jim Crews takes on Bob Knight's Indiana Hoosiers in the Bank One Classic. TTV4 and Raycom present Big Ten Conference Basketball. We are live from the RCA Dome in Indianapolis as the Bank One Classic this year presents the Evansville Purple Aces taking on the Indiana Hoosiers. Hello, everybody. John Laskowski and Ted Kitchell to bring you the action. A very interesting game. Jim Crews, a former player and assistant coach at Indiana, now the head coach for Evansville, and he's got Andy Elkins on his team. He's their leader.
Andy Elkins is an outstanding player, a guy that can shoot from the outside. Last year he took 192 three-pointers, so a guy that looks to take it if available, a guy that will also get down inside, try to draw some fouls. Evansville's definite go-to guy.
Over 9,000 tickets have been sold by the Evansville fans, and they're here to greet their team on. For Indiana, they've always been searching for guards. They may have found one in Neil Reed. He's starting tonight, as well as Charlie Miller, his first start for the Hoosiers.
Neil Reed had an outstanding game at Notre Dame, really stepped up, took some big shots, and did something that Indiana was really looking for in finding some guard play that could hit an outside shot. Charlie Miller came off the bench, did not have a big game, just needs to calm down, relax, take what the defense gives him. Charlie Reed, a tremendous athlete, just has to take what the defense is going to give him.
A little bigger roar as Indiana comes on the floor. Time now for our Coqueline fueling factors.
For Evansville, the atmosphere, they're not used to the 30,000 people. I'm sure Coach Crews wants them to come out, take their time, and slowly get into the game. They got senior leadership in Elkins and Reed, two guys that have played for going on 4 years. They've got good leadership, something Indiana continues to look for. Free throw shooting for Indiana. Indiana, the other night at Notre Dame, got to the line 40 times, only hit 24. Indiana continues to get to the line, going to have to do a better job of making the free throws. And defense, Indiana at this point in time given 80 points a game up, the most points ever by a Bob Knight team.
Stop by Coqueline for this month's special, your choice of car care products for only 99 cents. Over 55 years of family pride does make a difference. And we'll be back with the starting lineups in tonight's game after these messages.
There's a wonderful bedrock of strength in the citizens of the great state of Indiana, composed of connectedness, friendship, loyalty, kinship. While some might say these values are old-fashioned, Citizens Insurance holds them in high esteem. A respect for lasting relationships keeps our customers loyal and has made us financially strong, able to offer our customers home, auto, and business insurance at fair and honest prices. At Citizens, our friendship is our bond, just like the good citizens of Indiana.
Marie is short of breath, thinks it's just her age. Frank feels a squeezing in his chest, thinks he probably ate too much. John's dizzy, clammy, and feels nauseous. He thinks it's just the sun. May's jaw and neck ache. She thinks it's just a pulled muscle. Please don't deny these early warning signs of heart attack. Get to the nearest emergency room. This message is from the St. Vincent Emergency Department and the Indiana Heart Institute. Learn about heart attack warning signs. Pick up a free loan educational video from your pharmacist at Hooks.
Where there was once only a place to sit, there's now a convenient place to relax. Where there was once only unusable space, there's now an ingenious storage system of interchangeable bins, trays, and cargo netting. Where there was once only upholstery, there's now a place for an office. And where there was once only a truck, there's now Dodge Ram. The rules have changed. At America's truck stop, the new Dodge.
Now you see it, now you don't. The great interest rates some banks promise on charge cards seem to disappear. Warwick Federal Credit Union offers a no-gimmick 14.4% APR, no annual fee Visa card. With Warwick Federal Credit Union's Visa card, what you see is what you get. Rock and roll down to Jacob's Pub.
Well, come on over, people, there's a whole lot of eating going on.
At Jacob's Pub, our great appetizers, lunches, dinners, and big beer selection has taken us to the top of the charts. Jacob's Pub, North Park Shopping Center, Evansville.
Evansville is 1-0. Indiana comes into the game 1-3. The two coaches met before the game. Jim Crews on the right, of course, Bob Knight. Be very interesting to see the strategy they both use in this afternoon's game. Let's take a look now at the Papa John's starting lineups.
Take a look at the starting lineups for Indiana. The only newcomer, Charlie Miller, as we mentioned in the stand-up. He's going to be the new guy. Elkins and Henderson is probably the real matchup here. And I would really think you'll see Elkins, Henderson, Evans, and Jackson. A lot of switching going on there. So you'll see Evans and Henderson probably switching back and forth. But Indiana must stop Elkins and Jackson if they're going to win this game.
Tonight, will the team deliver? Will the coach deliver? Will the referees deliver? Who knows? But Papa John's Pizza will deliver. One thing for sure is if you want the perfect pizza at the perfect price, Papa John's will deliver. And we'll be back with the tip of this afternoon's ball game after these messages.
The steak burger of the future.
So, what did you get me?
What did you get me?
What did you get me?
What did you get me? Gift certificates from Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
Seeing the big picture without missing the details. Being prepared for every financial climate. Making 100 years of investment experience work for you every day. Private banking from society.
Evansville and Indiana in the Bank One Classic. And we're ready to have the tip-off. Right now, there's Neil Reed. He's the freshman, 6'3" out of Louisiana. He'll be starting for Indiana. Charlie Miller also gets the nod. Right now, the game ball being presented by former Evansville High School star Don Mattingly, now with the New York Yankees. He's had a little longer off-season than he hoped there. He throws the ball out to Tom Rucker. So a lot of Indiana flavor in this afternoon's ball game. But it's all going to end here when that ball goes up and it's tapped, as these two teams will fight. The only previous meeting between Evansville and Indiana way back in 35-36, Indiana won that game by 7. Tommy Rucker was over here at the booth. He's telling Don Mattingly, give him a little batting lesson.
Yeah, well, he said when Mattingly got ready to throw it, he said he stood up there like he was ready to hit it. But looked like not only the baseball players have went on strike, but some of the barbers have maybe went on strike out there in Evansville, too.
There's Charlie Miller, freshman out of Miami. So Indiana with 2 freshman guards, they're going to have a test today. Our officials, all from the Big Ten, Sam Licklider, Burl Sell, and Tommy Rucker, a very good veteran crew. And we're ready for basketball. Jeff Hayden out of Lawrence North High School here in Indianapolis will tip for Evansville, and Evansville will get it. Jackson is 42. This is Elkins, 31, their big scorer. Patterson draws the assignment. Reed Jackson, their leader, and a senior, guarded by Evans. But see both teams really intense out there. Trapped now by Indiana. Stolen. Reed has it. Out to Evans. Jackson recovers. Spin move. And a travel on Evans.
Good defensive pressure by Indiana. I know Coach Knight really looking to put a lot of pressure on this Evansville team. Indiana's first time down, doing exactly what Coach Knight had set up.
Reed Jackson is 45 and Andy Elkins 31. There's the leaders. This is Layden high outside, 6'9". He's the center.
One real positive to Indiana's inside defense is with Patterson, Henderson, and Evans all being about the same size. So you can see he gets around Charlie Miller. Good help by Allen Henderson and Patterson inside is they can switch at any time, and that really makes it a lot easier to play defense inside.
It's Toby Madison for Evansville, missing the jumper. Indiana has the board. Still no score. First minute of action.
Indiana taking their time offensively. Not a very good shot by Patterson. It looked like Evansville got a piece of that. That's not what Coach Knight's looking for offensively. They were very patient, moved around, needed 3 or 4 more passes, and they'd probably come up with a better shot than that.
There you see Coach Knight, good shots. That's what he wants. Evansville has just finished 3 straight 20-win seasons. If they would do that again this year, it'd be the first Evansville team that's ever done that.